So a state of emergency has now been declared inside the United States, and millions of people are scrambling to figure out what to do next. Now, what we are about to see over the next few days is going to impact 170 million Americans, according to experts. They are saying that we need to be prepared, and the American people are ill prepared and continue to go down the same path many people have already gone down over the past several months. Now you're probably wondering, what in the world is going on and how should I prepare for this? Well, that's what this video is going to be about. I want to make sure you guys are ready for the worst case scenario. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on and what you should do to be prepared. But all I ask is one thing, takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So in a time when the United States is going through many different scenarios and chaos in some cases. For instance, President Trump was arguing with the president of Ukraine just the other day. We also are now learning that the 25% tariffs are going to go into effect against Canada and Mexico, and this is causing many people to panic. But here's what's happening right now. An unusual, powerful March storm is threatening to create a blizzard, tornadoes, and fires as it crosses the United States. So not only are we going to see some winter weather like snow in certain areas, we're also going to see tornadoes and fires. Yeah, just the other day, this is what we learned. Last night, we learned that wildfires are ravaging North and South Carolina, prompting evacuations and a state of emergency. What we learned was that firefighting crews on Monday were battling more than 170 wildfires across North and South Carolina. It says the largest fire stretched across 1,600 acres in Horry County, South Carolina, the fourth most populated area in the state. Now, if you don't live in North Carolina, you don't live in South Carolina, you're probably thinking, well, why would I care? Does this really impact me? And the answer is yes. Look at this right here. It says in its first big test for the NOAA and its National Weather Service, that staffing was slashed by the hundreds by the Trump administration. It cut scientists say this will have a dangerous consequence for the safety of the American people. Now, I talked about this just last week, and I said that when we saw cuts, and these were quick, the Trump administration made cuts to the NOAA, and this happened within hours. People were told to pack up their stuff and hit the road. Well, I talked to several people, and every single one of them was concerned about the safety of the American people. This is the first big test, but it gets worse. Okay, I want to read you what's coming. This article from NBC News says major storm to bring severe weather and create critical wildfire risk for millions. But I want to read you exactly what's happening. Look at this. It says a major winter storm will make its way through the southern and central plains on Monday, before reaching the Midwest on Tuesday and the Great Lakes by Wednesday, affecting almost 24 states. So yes, we're going to see almost 24 states impacted as this major storm makes its way across the United States. Listen to this. It says the National Weather Service warned that this low pressure weather system is set to bring blizzards, including up to 12 inches of snow in the Sierra Nevada and as much as 24 inches for higher parts of the Great Basin and the Rockies. Strong winds could create blizzard conditions, making travel dangerous. There's more to this, but I want to jump in on this and say, if you have not fueled up your vehicles, do so now. I live in Washington State. We are not going to be impacted because of this, but I'm still going to fuel up my vehicles. But why? It's simple. If we are seeing fuel coming from the south, I want to make sure I get some. I want to make sure if there's fuel trucks, there's tankers stuck in this blizzardy condition, I want to make sure I'm not stuck on empty. Not only that, I want to make sure I have food, okay? Food stocked up, that's food, water, canned goods. Make sure you have it in your pantry, in your fridge, in your garage, somewhere. Because if we see the roads are impassable, right? Whether it's snowy conditions, wind pushing vehicles off the roads, whatever it may be, you want to make sure you're prepared, that you have the goods necessary to feed yourself and your family. I want to keep reading this though. Look at this. It says AccuWeather meteorologists predicted that the storm would affect as many as 170 million people with winds as strong as 70 miles an hour, which could cause power outages from Texas to Oklahoma, as well as parts of Florida and the Northeast. Like I said, they are saying that 170 million people are likely going to be impacted, whether it's snow, whether it's wind, power outages. Again, this is concerning. Now, I want to read you one last thing right here, okay? Look at this. This is Monday. This is today. It says wind speeds will increase Monday, especially from the afternoon on in the Rockies and part of the plains. These winds could reach 60 miles an hour and be potent enough to knock out power or cause localized damage on their own, but other risks will escalate alongside them. A level 3 of 3 extremely critical fire weather risk is in place in parts of eastern New Mexico and western Texas as winds blow over a very dry land, according to the Storm Prediction Center. It says any spark could quickly turn into a rapidly spreading inferno in these conditions. Yeah, we are dealing with wildfires in North and South Carolina. We dealt with wildfires in California just last month, and again, that was devastating. The winds that came up from the coast and everything, it devastated much of LA County. It came in so quickly. It swept through buildings, swept through homes and businesses and schools and churches and malls, and it just crumbled everything. Just devastation. That's what I don't want. Okay? So, in a time when everybody else is talking about the tariffs that are going to go into effect against Canada and Mexico and again China as well, and President Trump talking about the new agricultural tariffs that are going to go in place on April 2nd, everyone's talking about those. But what no one's talking about right now is this new threat that we are now facing. It's a threatening weather condition. We need to be prepared. So, I know this isn't my normal video, but I just want to come on and share this because 170 million people are going to be impacted. Well, I hope you are going to be prepared. So, the last thing that I ask is if you have friends or family that you want to make sure they are staying up to date on everything that's going on, make sure you share this video with them. Okay? Make sure you let them know, hey, something's coming. I want you to be prepared. So again, that's what we know as of today, but as we get more information going on this week, I promise I'll bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.